D-Row, when we went to that highlight, ninth inning, no one had scored, and Luis Castillo was one of the reasons why that game was scoreless.
Roflo, I don't know if you're aware of this, but during the broadcast last night, there was a high school that was having their prom.
Yes, I read that. I read that.
And Dennis Eckersley was going in on he didn't care about his prom. He just wanted to throw cheese, get to the minor leagues, get out of there. But they seem to be having fun. And if they were handing out prom king last night, this dude was getting it. Okay.
Hey, real quick, give credit to the Reds.
No doubt.
Since that horrific start, I think they have like the fourth best record in all of baseball. So they've turned it around a little bit.
And there's no shame in Trevor Story punching out on 3 heaters right there because Mr. Santillan was throwing nothing but sliders. I would have been on a slider too. I thought for certain if he gave it to Trevor Story, there was a chance the Red Sox tie that game, even win that game. But he stayed with that 97, 98 mile an hour gas and blew it by Trevor Story for a
Wait a minute. Are you saying that they had trouble scoring on prom night? Is that what you're telling me? I was just making sure I heard that.
I mean, for some,
correctly.
Maybe. I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
I don't think I would know either. But let's dive in on Luis Castillo because, all right, before we get into here, he had 10 punchies last night. And we think about, as good as the Reds have been playing as of late, a major trade piece. And I think about, if I'm trading, if someone's walking in the door for my team, there's certain guys that get traded over, and it's like, okay, he fits a need for us, and we're going to need him, and maybe he gets a big knock, or maybe he pitches some big innings for us. But I feel like this is the guy when he's right. You could almost drive to the ballpark and give this guy the ball in Game 2 of a division series, and if he's on, you're winning that night. And he was on last night up until the 6th inning. Let's dive in real quick on my man Luis Castillo right here. He was showing you the entire array last night, but he changed something up, and that's the pitch right there. So pause this for me real quick. J-Mac, bring up the board of how he attacked them last night. Okay, so take a look at Luis Castillo's pitch usage this season. 5 starts, okay? First 4, 35% sinker, changeup. So basically sinker, changeup, sprinkle in the slider. And the 4-seam fastball was sitting at 17.5%. Not last night against the Boston Red Sox. This went through the roof. 49% of his heaters were 4-seam variety. He had thrown 64 4-seam fastballs all season, and he threw 49 of them Tuesday against Boston. Maybe something in the scouting report, maybe something to get him back in the zone, but let's dive in. It was certainly working, and he has weapons to every quadrant. He's got 98 4-seamer away. He's got filthy, dirty changeup at 89 miles an hour. He's got 97 away. He's got filthy changeup to the left-hander. He's got slider, changeup, right-on-right changeup is just disgusting. You don't see that as a right-handed hitter, and run that back for me. Franchi Cordero, he's standing on the third base side. He is driving that heater in right there at 97 miles an hour. Kevin Plawecki, top of the zone. Punch. Okay. So I'm saying to myself, this guy is dialed in. And then all of a sudden, he comes out for the bottom of the 6th, and he completely loses his arm slot. He is all over the place. Still smiling. They come out, and I'm saying to myself, he had to have visions of Pedro Martinez pitching in that ballpark. He's got a similar arsenal. He really does. So pause this real quick. You got one of the best hitters in the entire sport up there. Luis Castillo has completely lost it. He didn't walk 2 guys. They were not even competitive, and it was on 8 pitches. So Rafael Devers is walking to the plate with J.D. Martinez, who's been one of the best hitters in the month of May in the entire sport. And I'm like, how's he going to attack this AB? Let's run this real quick, because this was the game for me. All right, he gets a call. I can't believe he got that call, being 8 balls in a row. And then he gets the count to 3-1. Okay? Pause this real quick. Run it till you see 3-1 on the bug. Right, pause. Roflo, real quick.
Yeah.
Is Rafi Devers swinging right here?
I mean, 3-1, yeah, no one out.
Okay, he just walked the guy on, both guys on 8 pitches. But he's Rafi Devers. He's swinging the bat. Anything close, he's probably swinging the bat. You think he's going to eyeball him? Run this. It's ball 4 right there. Bases loaded. Instead, he gets a swing, 3-2, grounds into a double play. Castillo almost breeds confidence by getting back in the zone, and then J.D. Martinez comes up with 2 outs and Punch City, and he's able to get out of that inning. That game could have completely turned. He was fired up. So let's see. This guy is my worst nightmare. We talk about it all the time. I was a guy who liked the ball to stay on one plane. 4-seamers, I didn't care if you threw it 200 miles an hour. I felt like I could get to it. Breaking ball, changeup, because they kind of all stayed on the same plane. The guys who gave me nightmares, sinker, slider guys, okay? And the split. So let's dive in. He would be my nightmare. I want to take you through what it looks like some at-bats against Luis Castillo right here. First off, first thing I noticed, pause. My only chance, too, would be if he would be standing on that first base side of the mound and I could actually see it, the sinker kind of crossing home plate this way. But when these guys present themselves like Luis on the third base side, I almost feel like it moves the plate on me. So now he's all on top of me, run this. And I have to decide where the black of the inside is. Look at that 2-seamer. Run that back. Can you run that back for me real quick? Because that's exactly what you see coming out of his hand. You're like, okay, that's a strike. It looks like it's going to be a strike, and it sinks up under your hands, and you are dead. Last night, he was incorporating this 4-seam fastball at the top of the zone, into lefties, away to righties at 97, 98 miles an hour. Then add in the slider and the right-on-right changeup. He was almost unhittable until the 6th inning where he lost his command. But I think he's a guy that at the trade deadline, he's going to change somebody's season. He really will. If he's right and he's got his arsenal and feels healthy about it, he's a guy you hand the ball to in a big spot.